as our time together flies. We'll remember you in days to come, and a tear may touch our eyes. Please return to share a warm hello should you travel near our door. Please remember that our open arms will be here forevermore. May the Lord be with you as you go. May he lead you on your way. Though our paths may part in this old world, we'll be with you again someday. Now we will not let our hearts be sad, for the love we share is strong. We'll be warmed if we should meet again, though the hours be not long. May the Lord be with you as you go. May he lead you on your way. Though our paths may part in this old world, we'll be with you again someday. We'll remember the time we shared and the way you touched our hearts. We'll remain in the faith we've known through the time although the time has come to part. Now the sun hangs on the western hills as our time together flies, but our God enfolds us in his arms with a love that never dies. Sweetie, I will give you this letter from Brent, and I know that he would be here, but like Jimmy Dace, he's pastor in a church this morning, and it's hard to get away. But since Doris is here, Doris, is there any memory you'd like to share?
I don't got any specific memory. I always said that Bev wasn't the administrative assistant, she was the associate pastor. She was just so wonderful to us. But I will tell you that when we left and we moved to the lake, and Jim had an extremely efficient secretary who was just like whoomp on everything. And he would come home with steam coming out his ears, and he would go, she, and I'd say, she's not Bev. He really does feel badly that he's not here today, but he started serving an interim appointment at the Church of East Prairie. And he was all jealous that I'm getting to come and run away from here, and I'm going to go in a few minutes to Chicago to see my sister. But Bev, you will always be the top as far as secretaries that Jim has had. And I'm going to preach a little bit here to you as a congregation, because you have a wonderful person coming in as secretary. And yes, Bev is a yardstick that's going to be hard to measure up to, but Laura won't always measure up in some ways, but she'll go beyond in other ways. And when you feel the urge to say, but Bev didn't do it that way, I want you to button your lip, take one down, and deal with it.
Now just remember, if you've already heard the sermon, the part about loving kindness and not being passive aggressive towards the new person coming in, okay? All right. Now then, I want to tell you about a special gift that Bev is going to receive from the quilters. Joe, would you like to stand up and tell us about that?
Okay, and some of you know, there are a few of us that get together every Friday morning, or weather permitting, and come down here and we put in our time quilting. Anyway, most every Friday, Bev shows up sometime and we just see her smiling face and enjoy having her. Anyway, we'd like to give her, as a gift from the quilters, a quilt. But the problem is we have three, so you must make a choice.
Mary.
Give her all three. Come on.
She can't have all three.
I think the kids are done.
And then, after she chooses, we would like to get a label on it. They aren't labeled right now, but we'll take it back and I'll. Okay? Doc is not getting the quotes. I think, can you open the door there and let her come in here? I think they're in there. Right there, they're in that.
Does she have to pick on the spot?
Oh, they're right. Yeah. I'm not good at this. I have to process. No, I'm kidding.
What is for?
Oh.
Never mind.
Okay, choice number 1. Thank you, ma'am. Choice number 2. And choice number 3. How do you even decide?
You got time. Take it.
This one is half piece.
I didn't hear what Todd told me. She said this one was hand pieced and hand quilted by ladies that I love. Thank you so much.
Excuse me, John.
I know that. Thank you so much.
Betty pulled in?
Betty pulled it.
You all call her Dorothy.
Oh, we call her Betty or Dorothy, whatever comes to
Her
mind.
Betty.
Whatever suits that day, that's what I call it.
Anyways, I'd like the quilters that are here stand up.
Yes, please do.
Recognize.
Maybe you could get a picture with them?
That's a good idea.
In the office and I'm in and out lots of times. And one of the things that has just always amazed me about Bev is the compassion that she shows. And she deals with a lot of situations where she works with the some of the stuff for the food pantry and so on. And she is just so caring and so good at dealing with those situations. And we have been very, very blessed to have a person who has the skills that Bev has for so many years. And Bev, you will be missed.
Jason?
Along with what Tony was saying, I know that Mom always took her job very seriously, and there's a lot of times where she had to tell people no. She didn't ever get into details, but that was affected her very much. And so I know that that her time here was pretty precious, and just her sensitivity. We're all pretty blessed and fortunate to have gotten to experience that. And Laura, it's a tough position to be in sometimes to tell people no and turn people away, but that it's necessary, and you've got to focus and think of all those people who need to help. So I just appreciate Mom's sensitivity and compassion.
But I'd like to add, nobody ever got turned away without being offered a prayer and without being asked, do you have a church home? Everybody got asked, do you have a church home? Miss Evangelism. Good girl. Other memories? Yes, Carol.
A very good neighbor also.
Are there others? Yes, Mary.
Okay. Except for Bob, I may have known Bev longer than any of the rest of them. She and I met in kindergarten. We went through Girl Scouts in school, and later, Melvin moved to Centralia, single, and Bev gave him the okay to ask me on a date.
After I checked him out.
That is true. And then we've gone through marriages and babies and grandbabies and losses and lots of things, just like all the rest of you feel you've gone through with Bev too. But she's a dear, precious friend, and I don't know what I'd do without her. And I know she's going to be fine. She's crying over there, but she's not going to. She's going to be back. She's going to be a good support to Laura, and I think just like the rest of you, I feel like just a real blessing in my life.
A church secretary has to put up with pastors. And look at the crew of us that Bev has put up with. Oh my goodness. I mean, the lot of us have just been a mess, you know? And she's covered for us, and she's consoled us. And when we needed it, she has, told us, now you can't do that. You can't do that. And she's prodded us when we needed prodding. And I especially appreciate the times that she has rescued me when I've done things like lost my car keys or, couldn't get someplace because I drive a very insubstantial car and she drives a four-wheel drive. But, the main thing that she has given to each and every one of us is just friendship. The friendship that you feel, and if this lady has an enemy, I'd like somebody to tell me who that person is. We gotta have that person committed to a mental institution. I mean, honestly, this girl knows no enemies. So Bev, I've got something to give you, and it's not just from me, it's from all of these people. Come here, stand up. And, how shall I put it? It's the kind of stuff that you can actually take to the bank. You don't need to open it now. No, you don't. And there's lots of other cards here too, and I know some of them contain other things. So, now, Bev's not going to like what I'm about to say, but Merritt Beck, who couldn't be with us today, is our staff parish chair, and he instructed her she had to say something. So she's about to say her something.
Right. Yes, Merritt did require that I make a little response here, and I always try to do what Merritt asks me to do. So you all can tell him that. I thought a lot about what I would say, and I still don't know what I'm going to say. I just thank everybody for being here. I'm overwhelmed. I was so sweet when I saw Jim walk in. Jim was the pastor parish relations chairperson when I took this job. And I told him this many times. I was scared to death of Jim Everhart. He was a vice president at Chance Company, and I was sure I would never measure up to do what Mary had been doing, or what I was supposed to do. He was so kind and thoughtful with me, and just kind of brought me along, always encouraged me, and made me the person I was in that office. And I think back over my life and how you wear different hats. You have different things that people think of you. I was born and I was Bob and Arlene's daughter, and then I married and I was Ed's wife, and then I had Mandy and Jason, and I was Mandy and Jason's mom. And along in there I started being the Centralia United Methodist Church secretary, a job that I've loved, and that was just sort of who I was. I was the Centralia United Methodist Church secretary. Then along came Dana as my daughter-in-law, a different hat to wear. And then along came Kaylee, my godchild, who helped me learn how to be a grandmother. So if I do anything right, girls, you can thank Kaylee. And now here I am ready to take off that Centralia United Methodist Church secretary hat and have lots more time with my most precious hat right now, being Grammy to Ellie and Macy. And hopefully have more time with my dad and my kids and my grandkids. I thank you so much for just being patient with me when I didn't do things right, and encouraging me, and for loving me. And please know that I love each and every one of you. And I'm not going to be gone. I'm just going to get to sit in the pew. And on Sunday morning, I'll go to Sunday school. And Laura, you're going to do a wonderful job. Just disregard all the stuff you've heard today. You will be great. And I want to be there to help you with anything that I can. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Let's take a each of you can speak with Bev before you go on into your day. You can finish your meal if you need to do that.